Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor and I share these What's for Dinner videos every Sunday to hopefully give you guys some new meal ideas. I've got some good ones coming up in today's video. Lots of delicious recipes that we tried this week for the first time. So if you like these kinds of videos, I hope that you will subscribe down below. As always, any recipes that I mention will be linked in the description box. Let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. It is Friday night, and tonight for dinner I just kept it simple and made some spaghetti. We all went grocery shopping today, so I like to do simple meals on grocery shopping day. We used our favorite Aldi marinara sauce for spaghetti sauce. Got some ground beef in there, spaghetti noodles, and then some Parmesan cheese on top. And then for bread, I used the Aldi Italian loaf and then sliced it up, spread some Chef Shamey garlic butter on there, and then put it in the air fryer for about 10 minutes. Got it nice and toasted and crispy, and that's gonna be good. But I made spaghetti and I'm the one who picked spaghetti, but then I didn't want spaghetti, so I'm actually just having like garlic butter noodles. I put some of that Chef Shamey on there with some Parmesan cheese, and then I got a piece of garlic bread. And then there's Andy's plate, which is spaghetti as well, because that's like his favorite meal. But that is going to be our quick and easy dinner for Friday. Okay, it is Saturday night, and tonight's dinner is going to be super duper easy. I am making some chicken and rice. I've got 2 boxes of this chicken flavored rice from Aldi. Usually I would do the long grain like rice and like wild rice, but I don't have that today. I thought I did, but I don't. So I'm gonna go with this chicken flavored one. I've got 2 boxes of that. I'm gonna make it according to the box directions. So it says to add the rice and vermicelli to a skillet with 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm gonna add that in there, and then since I said I have 2 boxes, I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of butter. About, I don't measure the butter, but I'm just going to like saute that over medium heat until the vermicelli, which is like the noodles, is like golden brown. And then we'll add in some water and just like let this simmer basically. I have some cooked chicken. I don't remember what meal this was from, but it was in the freezer and I pulled it out this morning. So I'm gonna add that in there. If I didn't have that, I would just use canned chicken, but I am out of canned chicken. I need to buy some more because I just like to have that on hand for quick and easy dinners like this. And then I will make a can of green beans to go on the side of this. And that'll be it. Dinner will be super simple and easy. Okay, as you can see, a lot of that vermicelli is golden. And so now each box says to add in 2.5 cups of water. So I've got 5 cups here. And then I also have my seasoning packets from the boxes. And then now I'm also going to add in my chicken. And then I'm going to bring this to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat to like a medium low and let it simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. It has been 18 minutes. Most of this water is absorbed, and it looks like my rice is done. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute with the heat off and just like let any of that extra, there's a little bit of water in there, like absorb as well. And then we'll be ready to eat. Lily made the green beans to go with this. We just season them with some chicken bouillon. I used some of this seasoning, or she used some of this, and some pepper and some butter. Okay, and here is our quick and easy chicken and rice dinner for Saturday. This is my plate, and these are the kids' plates. Sunday night I made Sloppy Joes, and the Sloppy Joe recipe that I use is the Pioneer Woman recipe. I just cut it in half and leave out the green onion. So I started off by browning 1 pound of ground beef. Once the ground beef is about halfway browned, I add in about 1/4 cup of diced onion and 3 teaspoons of minced garlic. Once the beef is fully browned, I drain off any grease if there is any, and then I go in with about 3/4 cup of ketchup, 1/2 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 teaspoon of dry mustard, 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, some Worcestershire, some hot sauce, and some salt and pepper. Another thing that her recipe calls for is a tablespoon of tomato paste, and most of the time I leave that out. If I happen to have it, I will add it in. It just thickens it up a little bit, but I find if you just simmer it a little bit longer, you don't really need that tomato paste to thicken it up, and I don't think it really changes the flavor at all. We like it with and we like it without. So once I add all that in, I simmer it for about 15 minutes. So here are our plates. I served it with some tomatoes and some fries on the side, and then Andy and the kids like a slice of American cheese on theirs. I just eat mine without cheese on it, and I had mine on one of these everything buns, and it was really good on that, but we only had one left. That's why nobody else had it that way. And these Sloppy Joes are always good. It's my go-to recipe. I used to not like Sloppy Joes, but thanks to the Pioneer Woman recipe, I do like them now. It is Monday night, and tonight for dinner we are going to do orange chicken and Copycat Panda Express chow mein. So I've talked about this stuff before. It's the honey battered breast tenders from Aldi. It makes a quick and easy like Chinese chicken. We air fry it and then toss it in our choice of sauce. I've got a little bit of this Panda orange sauce. I think I want that. And then we've also got this Aldi sweet and sour sauce. So whichever one everybody likes or everybody wants, that's what they can toss their chicken in. We just do it as we want it. Don't coat all of it. I'm only going to cook half of this, or probably a little less than half of this, and then cook some more later for Andy when he gets home. That way it's fresh. And then for the chow mein, I've never tried to make a chow mein at home because I can't get the right noodles. Most recipes say to use, I think it's yakisoba. I'm probably saying that wrong. But those noodles, and I have a hard time finding them. I'm sure I could go to one of the like Asian markets around here and get them. I just have not done that. But I found these, the Kame brand. I've heard about this brand before, but I've never seen it in my stores. But I found these at Dollar Tree, and when I saw them, I was like, yes, getting those. Gonna try to make chow mein with them. So these were at Dollar Tree because the date on them is really close. It says September 2021. So I picked up 2 packages, and if we like them tonight, I'm gonna go back and get a couple more because that's still like 2 months away. So we could have it a couple more times before then. I'm going to make 1 package of them now because I think that me and the kids will pretty much eat all that. And then I'll make some more later for Andy, just like with the chicken. And then I've got some celery. I'm using a recipe for the chow mein from Dinner Then Dessert. I've used her recipes for other stuff before, but she has one for chow mein, and it's really simple. She uses the yakisoba noodles, but as I said, couldn't get those, but excited to try it with these. So we need the noodles, a little bit of celery sliced pretty thinly. We need some cabbage sliced thinly, and I didn't feel like slicing cabbage, so I just bought like a coleslaw mix. And I'm just going to leave the carrots in there because they're really thin. So we'll have a little bit of carrots in ours. And then some yellow onion. I'm going to thinly slice that as well. And then for frying the veggies in, I've got some sesame oil. She just says oil. I'm going to do a little bit of sesame oil and a little bit of vegetable oil. And then we need oyster sauce and soy sauce for the sauce. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to start off by getting my chicken in the air fryer, and then I'm going to slice up my onion and celery thinly, and then we'll start sauteing all of our veggies in the 2 oils. Once my oil was hot, I added in my veggies, and then I just cooked them till they started to like kind of caramelize and get tender. Then I added in my noodles, and these are already cooked. They just needed to be heated up and like kind of broken apart. And so I added those to the pan and started to let them get warmed up and kind of moved them around a little bit. And then I added in some soy sauce and some oyster sauce and just let that get nice and heated through. Again, the recipe that I used will be linked down below. And here's what our plates look like. The kids just wanted to dip their chicken in the orange sauce, so they had the orange sauce on the side, and then I poured my orange sauce all over my chicken. These noodles were pretty good. I would not say that they are a copycat of Panda Express like I was hoping for, but they were very good. Okay, it is Tuesday night, and tonight I'm making up a recipe for dinner. I wanted to use up some sun-dried tomatoes. I still have a ton of these, but I wanted to make a recipe with these and also this sun-dried tomato and garlic ravioli. So we're just kind of winging it and throwing something together tonight. I also had this sausage already cooked in my freezer, so I'm going to heat that up, and I didn't do a good job draining the grease off of it before I froze it. So once I heat it up, I'm going to drain off the grease from that, and then I'm going to add probably some basil and some red pepper flakes to that, and then also this garlic and sun-dried tomato, and just kind of saute that for a few minutes. And then I'm going to make a sauce with 1 cup of heavy cream and some mozzarella. And while I'm working on that, I am going to cook my ravioli according to the package directions, which just says to cook it for 4 to 5 minutes in some salted boiling water. So I have some water back there coming to a boil. I'll add some salt to it and cook those up. And I will reserve some pasta water in case I want to thin the sauce a little bit. But that is really all the ingredients I'm going to use tonight. Hopefully it's going to be super simple and easy and delicious. Once my sausage was heated through, there really wasn't that much grease, so I didn't need to drain it. But then I added in those sun-dried tomatoes and my minced garlic and continued to cook that for about a minute. After that, I added in my heavy cream, which was about 1 cup, and 1 cup of mozzarella, and I reduced the heat to low and let that simmer while my ravioli boiled. When my ravioli was done, I added that to the sauce, and since I just spooned it directly from the pot, it kind of like added some pasta water already, and I didn't really feel the need to add any more, but you could totally add more and thin the sauce even more if you wanted to. Okay, here is the finished ravioli sausage sun-dried tomato thing. I don't know what to call it. I'll probably come up with some sort of name for it. And I will definitely update y'all on whether or not we like it, who likes it, and all that. To go with it, I just made a salad. I have cucumber, tomato, carrots, croutons, and I forgot to put dressing, but I'm going to use this restaurant style Italian dressing. This is Andy's. If I don't make his salad for him, he just like won't eat a salad. Like, he's not home right now, so like he's not gonna make his plate right now. So like when he comes home later tonight, if I did already make the salad, he just will choose not to eat the vegetables. But if I make the salad, he will eat the vegetables. So I went ahead and made his salad, and I just didn't put dressing on it or croutons, and we can add that when he gets here. He's got a bowl of this, and I used the bowl because obviously he's not gonna heat up a salad. He can just pop this bowl in the microwave. This is Lily's plate, no salad, just some of the toppings. And then here is Elijah's plate. And that is going to be dinner for Tuesday. This was delicious. I will say though, it did not make a ton of food. If we wouldn't have had salad and stuff with it, it would not have been enough food for all of us for dinner. There was no leftovers for lunch or anything, so I definitely think if I make it again in the future, I would need to make more so that we can have leftovers. So just keep that in mind if you want to make that for your family. I will have the ingredients and instructions for that listed out down below. I was really pleased with how it turned out. It is Wednesday, and tonight for dinner we are trying a recipe called Slow Cooker Angel Pork Chops, and this is from Plain Chicken. Every recipe that I've ever tried from Plain Chicken we have liked. So in here I have 6 boneless pork chops, and then we've got about 3 tablespoons of butter and about 4 ounces of cream cheese, 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth, or she said you could use a white wine, a can of cream of chicken soup, and a packet of Italian salad dressing seasoning mix. And then this will be served this evening over some angel hair pasta. I think that's why it's called angel. Also the fact that it is supposed to be very, very good. So she says to combine the Italian dressing mix, the cream cheese, the butter, the soup, and the broth, and then to pour it over the pork chops. So I've already got my pork chops in there, as you saw, and I don't know how I would combine these items without melting these first. So I am going to stick these in the microwave for about 30 seconds to kind of melt the butter and the cream cheese, and then I will get everything in this bowl together and whisk it up and then pour it over the pork chops, and then it's just going to cook on low. It says for 8 to 10 hours. I honestly don't think it's going to take quite that long, because you don't really want the pork to like shred and like fall apart. You want to be able to lift out a whole pork chop. So I think 6 to 8 hours on low is going to be good. I'm just going to keep an eye on it, and when it's done, probably turn it down to warm, since I will be here all day because I'm a stay-at-home mom. But her picture shows it like a whole pork chop on top of the angel hair, not it shredded up. So you kind of want it to keep its shape. You don't want to overcook it. And I guess maybe if you had really thick pork chops, 8 to 10 hours would be good. But she didn't say thickness, and mine are not super thick. I think they're like a 1/2 inch. So I don't think they're going to take 8 to 10 hours at all. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in the microwave, and then I will show you me combining everything. Okay, it's been 5.5 hours. It smells amazing in here, and I think these pork chops are done. So I'm actually going to pull them out, and then I'm going to whisk together this sauce a little bit to try to dissolve that cream cheese. And I'm gonna stick these pork chops back in here and go ahead and cook up my angel hair pasta. I just paired this with some green beans on the side. A salad would be really good with it as well. But it was so good. That sauce on it was absolutely wonderful. Definitely recommend this recipe and suggest that you make it. And it made me just like really want angel hair pasta more. It was very, very good. It is Thursday night, and tonight for dinner I am going to make a whole chicken in the air fryer. This will be the first time making it since I've gotten my new air fryer, and I think it's gonna fit. It's a pretty small chicken. It says it's 5 pounds. I got it on clearance at Kroger for $3.80 for the whole chicken. And I'm going to take this out of here, make sure there's nothing inside of it, rinse it off, pat it dry. I'm not going to show me doing all that because it's messy and it's just, I can't move the camera around and stuff when I've got messy chicken hands. So I'm going to do all that, and then I will show me seasoning it. I'm going to use this garlic parmesan wing seasoning from Walmart. I think I've seen Tiffany over at Large Family Love use this when she does the whole chicken in the air fryer. She was the one who I originally saw do the whole chicken in the air fryer, and she also, I know, loves this seasoning, and we like it too. I can't remember if I've done it on the whole chicken or not before, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I might add a little bit more garlic and some paprika, and I'm going to mix this together with some oil and make like a paste and rub that all over the chicken. The original recipe that I followed had you make your own seasoning with like garlic powder, paprika, some other stuff, and make a paste with some oil. So that's where I got that idea from. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut open and cleaned up, and then I will show you. Okay, I've got my chicken here. I've got it breast side up right now, and I'm gonna spread on some of this seasoning, and then I'm gonna flip it over and spread on the rest of it, and I'm gonna cook it breast side down on 360 for about 50 minutes, and then flip it over and do it back this way, breast side up, for another 10 to 20 minutes until it's done, until it reaches an internal temperature of 165. Okay, because I am making this in this air fryer for the first time, I ended up needing to turn the heat down and flip it over sooner than what the recipe said. So I turned the heat down to 325 and flipped it over at about 30 minutes, and then it has cooked for probably another 40 minutes with the breast side up, and it is right at temperature now, and it looks super crispy. So I'm about to cut it up and serve it. We're gonna have some peas with it, and then I made some mac and cheese. This is the Instant Pot mac and cheese that I always make, but I used the last of 2 different boxes of noodles, and then I used some mozzarella, some Parmesan, the last of the 10-year cheddar, and some white cheddar, some 4-year-old white cheddar. All of that cheese was from Wisconsin. So I know this is gonna be some good mac and cheese, but I will leave a link to the recipe down below. So I just wanted to give a quick little update on how I like the seasoning on the chicken. We weren't a big fan of it. I love it on wings, but it just wasn't very flavorful. It just was kind of bland, honestly, on the whole chicken. Maybe I should have done butter with it instead of oil, but I will have the recipe that I used previously to make my air fryer chicken. That recipe is perfect. It's so good. I made it twice and it was delicious both times. So that'll be linked down below if you want to make a whole chicken in your air fryer. I highly recommend it. It turns out so good and so crispy, and it's really pretty easy. And that mac and cheese turned out great with that Wisconsin cheese in it. So this was a pretty good meal. The mac and cheese made up for the fact that the chicken wasn't super flavorful, and we just dipped the chicken in hot sauce to make up for the fact that it was lacking on flavor a little bit. But that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you got some new ideas. If you did, let me know in the comments down below what recipes you plan on trying this week. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!